So we are here to talk a little bit about what we are doing in order to help the students who can't have space in school.
Charlie, today, this discussion, I think that it will go far for people. But let's find out, Jennifer, was that the first location where it has been? It was there since 1960, or there was some relocation?
It has been in the same location in Mamobi, the same premises that we went to on that Friday in September of 1960. It has not moved. Yes.
No encroachment on your land?
Oh yes, they have. Are you kidding? When you go down the hill, we are on top of the hill, on the platform.
Where the traffic light is.
Where the traffic light is, on the hill. When you come down, all that land up there, and then across the highway, almost into the ghetto that's grown there. All that land belongs to Accra girls.
That's right.
But people have encroached. Yeah, all that land belongs to Accra girls, but people have encroached both that side and then on the hill on the other side.
Oh,
well, you know, we are doing the school thing. We weren't looking at land. But then as we started getting bigger, we started thinking, so where are we going to put our students? And so we've reclaimed some that were just temporary. I remember squatters. Yes, we've up front of the building of the school, we've taken that portion.
Right.
And right now we're using that as
so some of your houses being displayed on the screen. Since tomorrow, 22 minutes past our 9, Accra Girls Senior High School. And so, which house is this?
Bachman House.
This Bachman House.
Yes.
I want to see the White House, Michael. Let's get to the White House, the first house ever to be built. All in one house. This is Gibson.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
White House.
Okay. This is the White House.
Yes.
Gibson is White House?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I lived in every building.
Oh, okay.
There was White House, there was Green House, and there was Pink House.
Pink House.
In my time.
House, yeah.
And each time we had a new building completed, we are moved to the next house so that the new students will come and occupy the house that we were vacating.
Okay. This is Pink House too.
So now Pink House, we have Pink House 1, Pink House 2, but it has been renamed. These houses have been renamed. Pink House 1,
renamed?
Yes, it's now Cobna.
Headmistresses?
Yes.
Okay. So you rename the schools with headmistresses or
the houses?
Yes.
Pink House 1 is now Cobna House.
Okay.
It was named after the late Mrs. Kate Cobna.
Headmistress?
Yes, she was my headmistress. Then
she did very well.
Yes. And Pink House 2.
Then I tell you, the 19 people should also have some names. I think that they open the floodgates for you.
Yes.
I think that Agosa needs to go back and maybe name the 19 people.
Yes, our streets, some of our streets have been named after these headmistresses, former headmistresses. Like we have
Mrs.
Bully.
Mrs. Bully,
yes. We have Mrs. Ayi. Ayi House was named after a headmistress.
Mrs. Buckman.
Which year was that? With Mrs. Ayi?
Mrs. Ayi was the third person to come in after we came.
Okay.
The first headmistress, Blanche Gibson.
So she has a house. Gibson House.
Yes.
The first house.
Yeah, she has. She was a little white lady with a very funny speech, and very imposing presence.
Right.
Even though she was very diminutive, she had a commanding presence. And there was Miss Bachman.
So your time, who was the headmistress?
My time?
No, until for you, your time. The 19 adorables.
The headmistress was Mrs. Blanche Gibson.
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 Oh, Gibson.
Yes.
Oh, great. So she also had been named after her house.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But Accra girls, no Presbyterian link, Catholic link, Methodist link, no missionary. You were not good.
We did. During our time, we had Father Ashiti, who was an Anglican. He came in to do services on Sunday. And then those of us who had a Catholic background.
You were a staunch Catholic?
I was.
You were? Okay.
Yes, I was. We were allowed to go to our churches. So I came to Adabraka, to the cathedral, the Holy
Spirit Cathedral.
Holy Spirit Cathedral. And the others also went other places. So, we took our religiosity very seriously. I think Father Ashiti led Bible classes as well.
Okay.
And we had Miss Lindsay, who died, unfortunately, before we have even been there for a year.
Yeah.
She was a very staunch religious teacher.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember a little story that I would like to tell about Miss Lindsay. We finally named her Hezekiah. So we called her Heze.
Oh, so naming of teachers were back then in the 60s.
Of course.
Not today.
Not today. She
Oh,
had a little
great.
niece with her. And she would go to her and she's talking to her auntie and she would go Heze. She didn't know what Heze meant.
Yeah.
So one day she asked her, listen, what are you calling me? She said, your students call you Hezekiah. Yeah?
It's a naming.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So we're talking about the 60s here.